Listen, no misunderstanding. There's one fucking side of me that you haven't fucking seen, boys. Number one, West, whether we play with 3, 4, 5, 6, it's my fucking decision. And I take the responsibility if we lose and if we don't perform well. The second thing, Zidane, last time I talked about your attitude, you come off, I don't need a fucking smile, but I need the attitude. That's perfect. You were not good, just like all the other one. I could have taken off from Hendrick to the last one without anyone complaining. Today, we deserve to lose anyway. We can be fucking happy with 1 point. 95 minutes, we just wasted time. You wasted your time, I wasted my time. It was better not to come. It was better to send the under-21s.
Well, someone's in a mood. Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Make sure you guys have smashed the like button. As always, make sure you guys have subscribed. And make sure you have a vote in the live poll as well. If you're a City fan, if you're not a City fan, then maybe you can contribute to the live poll as well. Or just give us a comment in the live chat. Hopefully you're all doing well. Let's have a look. See who's in the building. Let's get some shout outs done before we start the conversation today. Yes, in the chat for a shout out. Make sure you guys have smashed the likes as well. We're going to discuss the latest rumours, Vincent Kompany to Bayern Munich. We'll have a little chat as well about Chelsea, what's going on there. And then we'll speak about who is on the short list, in my opinion, and in your opinion, about who manages Manchester City when Pep leaves. As it stands, Pep Guardiola is leaving in 2025 because that's when his contract ends. Hopefully he signs an extension. But if he doesn't, let's have a conversation about who you guys think should manage City after Pep, and I'll give you my thoughts as well. Before we do, let's have some shout-outs, man. Big up to Shepington. Big up to Karl, Jordan, Steve M, Brett, Alec, Gabby, Canvey, Dash, DS Ford. Big up to Z, Cappy, Mackenzie's in the building, RC, Alvida Zane, Ed. Big up to Ed for jumping on the Carlin show the other day as well. Kipat's Kid, AK as well, jumped on. Ahmed, Jess, Itchy, Ryan. Big up to Harry. Yeah. Big up to Whittier, Callum, Ronald, Mad Dog Smith. Big up to Brand, Facts Bro. Big up to Cole, Varzi. Good to see you, man. Not seen you for a while. Big up to Akshit, Del, Abubakar, Chris, and I think that is pretty much everyone. Big up to Lee. Big up to Ahmed, Nariman, Ray, 4444, Sebastian, PK. Hopefully you guys are all doing well, man. But yeah, listen, the latest news. I can't lie, man. Like, do you not think this is a bit of a madness, right? Vincent Kompany obviously done a mad job, yeah, at Burnley last year. Got them promoted. Highest points tally, I believe, ever in the Championship. Everyone was singing his praises. Everyone was singing the praises of Burnley Football Club, saying it's the best team that's ever been in the Championship. However, obviously this season in the Premier League, it's not quite gone to plan. Obviously being relegated, massively disappointing season. A lot of people were thinking that Burnley wouldn't just survive, but they would thrive in the Premier League and maybe finish sort of mid-table. Maybe that was a little bit ambitious. And of course, Burnley get relegated. Now, I spoke about this a lot this season. I think that the main reason that Burnley got relegated was due to their transfer activity in the summer. I think it was extremely naive transfer activity. To bring in James Trafford, who'd never played a game in the Premier League, and is very young, not very physical. I think that was a poor choice. And I think actually, you know, Vizza, I'm not sure how you say his name. But the Burnley fan, the YouTuber, he's actually mentioned that in his end of season review as well, that he feels that maybe if they would have brought Muric in earlier on in the season, maybe they would have stood a better chance of survival. And that's not necessarily to dig out James Trafford. It's more the fact that he's inexperienced and he's not really got the frame to be goalkeeping in the Premier League. And something that we noticed in match day 1 of the Premier League. Those of you that was in the watch-along when Kevin De Bruyne got injured in match day 1 when we played Burnley at Turf Moor, one thing that I realised, and I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat realised, is that Burnley were a very, very good football team. They played good football that day. They did. You can't sit there and say they were crap. They weren't. They played good football. Their main problem was that whenever they got the ball forward on the edge of our penalty area, there was no threat. Nobody thought that Burnley was going to score a goal. Why? Because they didn't have a striker. And I think that was poor. And in fact, we was going to speak about Chelsea maybe a little bit later on. There's some similarities actually of Chelsea having a pretty decent team, but they don't have a striker and they don't have a goalkeeper. And I think that Burnley fell into that trap of maybe buying talent, having some decent players in there, but ultimately goalkeeper let them down. And as well, not having a proper striker that can get you 10, 15 goals even. That sort of let them down. Now, who does that fall on? Is that falling on the manager? Does that fall on Vincent Kompany? Or does it fall on the board? Who's making the calls? Well, you'd have to, from looking at the transfers, I would assume that it probably is Vincent Kompany. So I think it's fair to say that Vincent Kompany probably got his transfer strategy wrong. I think he focused on the wrong areas, and where he did focus on the right areas, probably the execution of those transfers was bad. But hey, listen, it's only his third, fourth year in management. He's going to make mistakes, right? So they get relegated. To my surprise and to everyone else's surprise, I find this quite astonishing. But Bayern Munich, ladies and gentlemen, are now in serious talks with Vincent Kompany about becoming the new head coach in Munich. There'd been positive impact during their initial calls made on Monday, and Bayern want to get it sealed shortly. Now, of course, Bayern Munich, if we're being honest here, yeah, they have been absolutely roasted. Absolutely roasted. They got rid of Nagelsmann, brought in Tuchel, right? Let's just say it's not really worked out with Tuchel. Of course, they won the Bundesliga last year. How much of that you can put on Thomas Tuchel rather than the fact that Borussia Dortmund just didn't win the last game of the season. But he won it anyway. You got to give him credit, right? This year, obviously, Leverkusen have done an unbeaten season. I think that Thomas Tuchel was probably blamed a little bit too much this year for a poor season. In the end, obviously, they didn't even finish second, I believe. They finished third, so it's not been a good season. But I feel that it's been exaggerated how bad it's been because of the fact that Leverkusen have done an unbeaten season. Right? If you go back and have a look at Bayern Munich's points tallies, even if you look at the last 10 years, how many times would they won the league this year with those points tallies based off the fact that Bayer Leverkusen went unbeaten? Maybe they would have won it a couple of times, maybe, but Bayer Leverkusen have had an exceptional year. They get to the Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid. And I think actually, personally, again, I think that actually, in my opinion, Tuchel I think he got a bit of a harsh treatment. He made the subs against Real Madrid, right? Obviously defensive subs, and Bayern Munich scored the goals. And everyone goes, oh, it's Tuchel's fault. He made defensive substitutions. That's the reason why they lost the game. Maybe. However, when we played against Bayern Munich and the same thing happened to us, I was screaming out for Nathan Ake to be thrown on as a sub. I wanted more defenders and we still got beat. So I feel like, personally, Tuchel got a little bit of an unfair... Maybe people are right, and maybe he's saying he shouldn't have brought on the defensive players against Real Madrid, but I wanted us to do the same thing when we played Real Madrid 3 years ago, and we still got beat. You know what I mean? So I feel like he got a little bit unfairly treated. However, people can say what they want. Anyway, Bayern Munich then start to beg Tuchel to stay. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, I mean, maybe we was a little harsh. Maybe we shouldn't have told you that you was gone at the end of the season. The manager market's dead. Please, Tommy. Please. Tommy Tuchel, please. Please stay. We misunderstood you. We didn't understand. Please. We're on our knees. And what did Tommy say? What did Tommy say? He said, Auf Wiedersehen, bre. I'm off, skis. Yeah, see you later. No one treats Tommy Tuchel like that. And he's gone. Obviously, he's not having it, which is fair play. He's got principles, man. He's got principles. He stands up for his rights. You know what I mean? Bayern Munich say, you're off. We don't rate you. See you later. You're gone at the end of the season. And then when they realise that they can't get the main targets, Xavi Alonso or something like that, or anyone else, or they just realise the manager market's dead or whatever, they go, oh, please stay. They've gone, nah, see you later, mate. That's what he's done. And that's legit. So now they find themselves basically in a bit of a pickle. In the sense that Bayern Munich right now is not the Bayern Munich of 10 years ago. We all know that. In terms of player quality, in terms of manager, well, they've not got a manager, in terms of the board, in terms of the power that Bayern Munich have. I remember 10 years ago, Bayern Munich were like the club up there with like the Real Madrid of this world, right? They were like so powerful in terms of, no one wanted to draw Bayern Munich, whereas now no one's really that arse. And they need to sort of refresh, and they feel that going for Vincent Kompany, who got them relegated, got Burnley relegated for the Premier League, is the right one. Now, the one thing that I would say on Burnley and Vincent Kompany is that whenever I've watched Burnley this season, they play good football. They play well. They're not bad. They have bad elements to the team. The goalkeeper's not good enough. They don't have a goal scorer at the top end. But everything in between, the way that they play, is decent. And maybe that's what they're looking at. Maybe Bayern Munich have looked at Burnley, looked at Vincent Kompany and gone, if he can transfer that playing style, that energy, yeah, into Bayern Munich where we have better players, that will get success. You know what as well they've probably done? They probably look at Xavi Alonso. They probably looked at Xavi Alonso and going, well, hang on a minute. We got Thomas Tuchel. We only experienced manager. A manager that's, whether you like him or not, he's a good manager, right? You don't have to think he's world class. I don't think he's world class. But you can't tell me that he's a shit manager, right? So we all agree that like he's a good manager, yeah? Whether or how high up or low down, that's up to you, right? But they're looking at it and going, hang on a minute. We've gone and got a manager, Thomas Tuchel. We're paying him big cash, which you will do. You'll be paying him big money. And we only just won the league last year. Probably didn't deserve it, right? Because Dortmund would have handled their business on the final day, they would have won the league. And this year, we've not only not won the league, we finished third. We've been knocked out again against Real Madrid. And then they're looking across the road, looking at Xavi Alonso going, hang on a minute. This is his first job. This is his first job. He's not got experience as a manager. Might have managed, I think he managed an academy team at one point, but he's not got experience at the top level managing. And he's just took a team that's never, ever won a Bundesliga to an invincible Bundesliga and got them to a DFB Pokal final, got them to a Europa League final in his second year. I believe this is his first full year. Of course, they got beat last night. Rip. But it is what it is. They're probably looking at it going, hang on a minute. Maybe we're approaching this all wrong. Maybe we need some of that. So then they're looking around saying, well, who's the best one to go and get? And they've looked at Kompany and gone, he fits the mould. Now listen, it's a brave call. It's a brave call. But at the end of the day, if we're being honest, anyone that appoints a brave call. I don't think there's an obvious answer here for Bayern Munich. People will go Nagelsmann. Go Flick. Yeah, but you're just going back to your ex, innit? You're going back to... I think that looks... You look like more of idiots if you do that, in my opinion. Now, sometimes you got to accept the L and just hold your hands up and go, whoa, sorry, guys. Sorry, we got this one wrong. We're going to get Flick back. Our bad. We made a mistake. But then the board have to accept that they made an L. Now, people probably know they made an L already because of the situation that they're in. Right? But maybe they try to save face. They don't want to go back to their ex. And maybe that's why they're going to go to Vincent Kompany. Now, listen, I think that... I think this is going to be interesting for Kompany because for me, I think he's a man of loyalty. I think he's a man of integrity. And I believe that he would have wanted to repay the loyalty shown in him by Burnley Football Club by not sacking him. Yeah? Because let's be honest, most managers in Kompany's position last year would have been fired. And I think he would have wanted to repay that faith next season and stay with Burnley. I think if a Brighton coming from, I don't think he's taking that Brighton job. I don't think he takes the Brighton job. If Brighton come to him this year and say, don't manage Burnley in the Championship, come to Brighton, slightly better players, I don't think he takes that job. I think he's too loyal to Burnley. However, loyalty is severely tested, yeah, and strained when an opportunity of a lifetime presents itself. That's the truth. And that's not just in football, that's in any walk of life. Yeah? So, he has now been presented with this opportunity for Bayern Munich. And on one hand, he's probably going, wow, what an opportunity. On the other hand, he's saying, fucking hell, kind of wanted to stay at Burnley to get them back in and repay the loyalty. But this is too big of an opportunity to turn down. Now, I'm sure there'll be some Burnley fans out there who are pissed off with him for leaving, right? if indeed this does go through, saying, oh, you should have stayed at Burnley, blah, blah, blah. We stuck with you when really you could have been fired and now you're jumping ship. However, I think the more balanced view will be, this is Bayern Munich, mate. One of the biggest football clubs in world football. The biggest football club in Germany, yeah? And you have an opportunity to go in there and sort it out a little bit, yeah? Because they're a bit of a mess, if we're being honest with you. Yeah, 1 league title in 2, and that 1 league title was a bit of a fluke. No Champions League since 2016, something like that. Someone in the chat can let me know. So I just think it's one of those. Like, he's obviously going to take it. You can't, as much as he might want to repay the loyalty, he can't turn down Bayern Munich, mate, yeah? That's just ridiculous. Now, the question is, does this reignite Vincent Kompany to Pep Guardiola? Is this a little bit too soon? We'll have a chat about it in a second. Let me come to some of these messages that you guys are sending in the chat, man. Big up to you guys. Guys, make sure you drop a like, man. Over 360 people locked in. Let's get those likes up, man. Only just past 100 likes. Please hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. Let's have a look at some of your comments, man. Big up to Vazi. Good to see you back, bro. Says Xavi Alonso's Real Sociedad B got relegated before he joined Bayer Leverkusen. Maybe Kompany will find some success with Munich. Well, that's exactly what I said. Bayern Munich have probably looked at Xavi Alonso and gone, hang on a minute. We could have got him. But we didn't take the risk. We went for Tuchel. Look how that's played out now. So they're probably looking at the same sort of situation. It 100% is. That would have been in the mindset, bro. 100%. Big up to you, bro. Hopefully you're well, man. Big up to Andrew. He says, if Kompany can get big club, so can Gerrard. 1 each. I'm not sure about that, to be honest with you, bro. I'm not sure about that, bro, you know. Because it's a style, bro, you know what I mean? I know you're probably joking in it, but like the way that Vincent Kompany's team has played this year has been good. But there may be certain serious personnel weren't there that's, you know, required to be in that system. Big up to Darcy, says, to be honest, this was only way Kompany would let me start that again. To be honest, this was the only way Kompany would ever be able to manage City in the future. He just has to be a success, which I know is a big leap. Well, this is the thing, right? Because for me, I don't think necessarily that this season, in the eyes of the Manchester City board and Pep Guardiola, Burnley being relegated, I don't personally believe that has much impact on City's opinion of Vincent Kompany as a manager. I don't think it does. I just don't. Because for me, I think they're looking at the other things. I think they're looking at how does he play football? Is his team consistent in the way that they play football? I don't think that they necessarily look at results. Maybe they look at it slightly, but I think they look at the way it plays. However, in the eyes of City fans, yeah, because that's the view of the board, Tiki and that, yeah, the football guys. In the eyes of the fans, in the eyes of the players, and just in the eyes of the wider football media and opposition and rival fans, 100%, if City would have got Vincent Kompany this year, there would have been eyebrows raised. Some City fans would have been happy with it. You know what I mean? Even though they like Kompany, they'd be like, what we doing? This is sentimental. We shouldn't be going from our most dominant era ever as a football club and having the best manager ever to being sentimental and getting Vincent Kompany. Some City fans would have been on that approach. Whereas now, you're spot on. Vincent Kompany now, I imagine, still has dreams and aspirations of managing Manchester City. This is a huge opportunity. And the thing is as well, if we're being honest with you, he doesn't really have to do that much. He doesn't really have to do that much to be able to convince everybody that I've just mentioned in that pool of what we call them stakeholders or whatever, yeah, that he's the right man to take over at City. Because if you think about it, he's going to Bayern Munich and he should be taking that team to win the Bundesliga next year. Now, people will say, well, hang on a minute, LB. Yeah? Bayern didn't do it last year and they only just done it the year before. Right, but still, even the year before, they still won it. And this year, they came up against the Leverkusen that were unbeaten. Do we really expect Leverkusen to stay at this level or get better next year? No. What's the most likely thing to happen to Leverkusen next year? The most likely thing is that they don't get as many points as this year. That's the most likely thing. Not to say it will happen, but it's more likely than not that they don't get as many points next year than this year because they went unbeaten. And if they do that again next year, that's fucking insane, right? So you go into him and say, if you win the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich, yeah, and I don't even think he has to do it in, like, by bare points, just win the damn thing. And then you can just come out and be like, yeah, this Bayern Munich team clearly isn't as good as we think it is, and we still won it. And people will say, what about Champions League? Well, hang on a minute. Bayern Munich haven't won the Champions League for how long? Yeah, let's have a quick check. Bayern Munich Cup history. They've not won it since 2020, yeah? And who are we as a football club to be like, you've not won the Champions League, Vincent Kompany, so you can't come to us. Like, that's ridiculous. So just to repeat, what I'm saying is, for him to sort of really put his name in the hat for the City job when Pep leaves, it's quite a low bar. Now, some people might look at that and go, that's not great, LB. We don't want a low bar. We want a high bar. We have standards now. Gone are the days of having low standards. We have standards. We are the most dominant club in the country. One of the most dominant clubs in Europe. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not being funny, but the list of managers is not exactly screaming in our faces, is it? The list of managers here is quite low. I mean, fucking hell, man. We're speaking about Michel, whatever the guy's called, yeah, at Girona. We're talking about Martin de Michelis at River Plate. Like, it's not exactly like prime Ancelotti, prime Pep, prime Mourinho, prime Simeone, Zidane, who clearly don't want to come in. Like, this is just where we are. So I'm in this position now where I'm like, he's got a great opportunity. There is one downside, and we'll speak about that in a sec, but Vincent Kompany now has a great opportunity, yeah, to go to Bayern, perform, I'd just say average, win the Bundesliga, play good football, which is, I think, is the main thing in the eyes of the football guys at City. Yeah, if you're playing good football, that's what they want to see. And I think, actually, it's kind of proven by the point that Bayern Munich as well have took him. Bayern Munich haven't looked at him getting relegated and gone, ooh, they've looked at how they play football, mate. Bayern Munich have looked at how Burnley played football and gone, we're happy. And they can see what we mentioned before. They can see that they play great football. If they would have a better goalkeeper and a striker, they probably would have done really well this season, which I believe Burnley would have survived if they had a better goalkeeper and a striker. And that's what Burnley have done. So it's interesting, man, because this is a serious opportunity now for Vincent Kompany to get his you know, what's it called? Get his stonks up, yeah, increase his respect in the game, and then come into Manchester City. There we go. Big up to Andrew, says, don't be shocked if Bayern goes backwards, that's all. Well, nah, 100%. Listen, bro, I'm not sitting here saying Vincent Kompany will be a success at Bayern Munich. I have no idea what's going to happen, bro, yeah? But what I'm saying is, all he has to do is win the Bundesliga. And people say, all he has to do. Come on, man. Bayern Munich, despite finishing third this year, are still clearly the best team in that division in terms of players. Yeah? They've got Harry Kane up front. They've got Leroy Sané, Musiala, Kimmich, Manuel Neuer. Yeah? They've got a good team. And they'll spend some money this summer as well. Don't get me wrong, they'll spend some money. So if he wins the Bundesliga, then people will say, oh, he's took us back to winning the Bundesliga, which is a step forward. He'll get a tick in the box straight away. And then all it is then, I would say, is don't get panned in the Champions League. I think that would be the last thing for him. So if you're his agent, if you're Vincent Kompany's agent, right, and you're speaking to Vincent Kompany this morning, and Vincent Kompany's like, right, we're going to go Bayern, but I want to go City in a year, 2, 3 years, whatever. Let's just say this hypothetically is going on right now. And Vincent Kompany says, right, agent, what do I have to do, yeah, to get a job at City next year, 2 years after Bayern Munich? And the agent's going, okay, you need to win the Bundesliga, right, which you should be doing with that team. And in terms of Europe, I don't think anyone's sitting here saying, the only way I'm taking Vincent Kompany is if he wins the Champions League, right? But what people will say is, say he gets smacked up in the Champions League. Let's say he gets knocked out in the group stages, yeah, or gets beat in the last 16, or even if he gets to the quarterfinals and semi-finals, as long as it's not an embarrassing exit, yeah, and it's not too early, I think that'll be okay. Because no one's, and again, you know, they won it twice in the last 10 years, yeah? This year was the first year in the last 4 years that they made it past the quarterfinals. So again, I don't think anyone's sitting here saying he has to win the champs. It's like, you just can't get embarrassed. If you get knocked out with this Bayern team in the group stage, City fans and maybe the City staff upstairs will go, yeah, I'm not sure about that. You know, he's getting knocked out in the group stage. What's going on here? If he gets them to quarterfinals, to semi-finals, even if they get knocked out respectively, 1-0, 2-1 sort of thing, but they play well, and everyone's like, oh yeah, they were pretty decent, then maybe it's okay. But this is what I'm saying. I think the bar's quite a low bar. I think it's quite a low bar. I really, really do. But there is one thing that we need to discuss. Big up to Dr. Footy, says 2 mega seasons at Bayern and he will be our guy, says Dr. Footy. Amar says Michel, obviously the guy at Girona, has achieved far more than Kompany. I agree as a manager. I agree probably as a manager, 100%. Getting Girona top 4. As good as Vincent Kompany's achievement was last year, to get 101 points for Burnley, and people saying it was the best team ever to play in the Championship, as good as that was, getting Girona top 4 is the better achievement, 100%. And if you look at the Girona team, I know they've got a couple of decent players, but it's not like they're stacked with quality, mate. Got Daley Blind playing, bro, and Eric Garcia. Yeah? So let's not pretend like this is what people do on Twitter, because they're idiots. They go, oh yeah, but they're a CFG owned, mate. You know, they got all the money. Go have a look at the players, mate. They've really got Alish Garcia playing at CDM, bro. Yeah? I never forgive that guy for coming on and making us draw against Middlesbrough all those years ago. Ethan Nanwari, 70 years old. Hope we don't rush him, says Bjorn. Yeah, he's meant to be a baller, bro. He's meant to be a baller. Right, here's the thing, though, right? Here's the problem with this announcement. Vincent Kompany signs a contract to manage Bayern Munich this year, right? Pep Guardiola leaves next year. Does Vincent Kompany, say Vincent Kompany does well this year for Bayern, right? Does Vincent Kompany look at Bayern Munich and say, soz Bayern, thanks for giving me possibly the biggest opportunity of my career? Burnley fans may disagree, Anderlecht fans may disagree, but I'd say when you get a team relegated and then being given a job at Bayern Munich, that's quite a big... Will Vincent Kompany look at that and go, that's a mad offer from Bayern Munich. Sorry, lads, I'm getting off after you. I'm going Man City. Or will he just go, sorry, City, as much as I want to manage City right now, I owe it to Bayern Munich to stay here for a couple more years. So, what's the problem, Ellie? What are you talking about? Get to the point. The point is, has this come a year too soon? Or could we see Pep Guardiola extend his contract for maybe one more year? If Vincent Kompany says to City, listen, I want 2 years at Bayern before I come to City. I don't just want to do a year at Bayern and then leave, because that wouldn't be right. That's not right. Could City go to Pep and say, listen, Vincent Kompany's our guy, but he doesn't want to come for another year. Will you do one more year until 2026? And then you can go, Vincent Kompany can come in. Maybe that's simplistic. Maybe that's not how it works. But the point of the matter is, the point of the conversation is, if Pep does leave next year, and this is what people are saying Pep's going to leave next year, it's looking unlikely, right, that Vincent Kompany would get this huge opportunity, and one that's probably undeserved based off of what he's done this year, and just go to Bayern, sorry lad, I'm getting off after a year, mate. I just think that's pretty mad, isn't it? You know what I mean? Imagine being given that opportunity of that scale. Yeah? It's insane. It's like working, yeah, in a corner shop, right? And you come to the end of year audit and you find that your loads of cash and your load of stock down. You're doing a stock take and you're like, Where's all the stock? Where's all the money? We've lost it all. We've lost the stock. We've lost all the money, right? And you're, oh, damn. All the years gone by, we've lost all the money. We've lost all the stock. Right? And then Asda's coming along. Walmart, they knock on your door and say, listen, don't worry about the stock. Don't worry about the fact that you've lost all the stock. Don't worry about the fact that you've lost all the money. That you've opened the safe and there's no money. Don't worry about all that. We love the way that you've managed the corner shop this year. We want you to manage our superstore. And you're fucking going around and saying, Jesus. I lost all the money. I lost all the stock. But I'm getting a job at fucking Walmart, mate. Yeah? At Asda's. Because they like the way I managed the store. The outcome was irrelevant. It's the process. It's the process of how it was being managed. They don't care about the stock, man. They really don't. So, listen, if he takes the job at Walmart, right, but he's been a long time fan of Tesco's, and Tesco come the year later, does he go, I don't really deserve the job at Tesco. I should owe it to Asda and Walmart to stay here for another year. Because I shouldn't have had this job in the first place. They give me a job that I didn't really deserve. Yeah? So I should show them some loyalty and stick with them. Big up Philip, man, says Thiago Motta, total football. After him, success in Juve. Yeah, I've seen that as well. Listen, I'll tell you this, yeah? There's never, ever been a better time to be a football manager than this era. All you have to do, Bray, is get the players to pass the football. That's it. Yeah? I tell you who would have had a big job. Yeah? Who was that bloke at Swansea? Laudrup. You remember him? What's he called? Graham Laudrup or something like that. What's he called? Laudrup. Michael Laudrup, right? Remember that guy was at Swansea? This guy was like fucking Neto, innit? You know what I mean? Neto peaked too soon, man. Yeah? Yeah. Laudrup, innit? Michael Laudrup, 2013, 2014. He had Swansea playing some mad ball. Same with Brendan Rodgers as well. If Brendan Rodgers was coming through now, or Michael Laudrup was coming through now, bro, they'd be managing like Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, Juve, City, Arsenal. Yeah, this is how it is. You get them to play ball, but they peak too soon. Yeah? Michael Laudrup, man. Insane. So, anyway, the question, so then we have a debate. Who is on your list to replace Pep Guardiola should he leave in 2025? Because at the moment, that is when he's leaving. His contract ends 2025. If he doesn't renew the contract, who are we having? I think Kompany will be on the list. Whether he'll leave Bayern after a year, given everything we just discussed, we'll have to wait and see. Who else will be on the list? I think Di Michelis might be on the list, you know. Low-key, he might be on the list. Because he is statistically, based off of my research, the best manager that River Plate have had in like the last 25, 30 years. Now, that is taken from Transfermarkt data. So if there is any Argentines in the chat and that's wrong, don't sue me in it, yeah? It's not fact check. Don't community note me. It's just fact. It's just my opinion based off of Transfermarkt. Inzaghi. Xavi. There's something about Xavi that just doesn't... I just feel like... I don't know about Xavi, you know. Something about Xavi that just doesn't hit. It just doesn't hit, man. Luis Enrique. You know what, Ian? Luis Enrique, for a long time, has been the guy that I've been saying he should probably be the guy to manage City after Pep. Why? Well, he managed Barca, yeah. He can play a similar style. Obviously, they all have their own like little styles, right? But he can play a similar style as Pep, and you know he's had some success, right? And then he went to PSG, and then I was like, brother, that's what I was like, brother, but I feel like PSG is basically like, with all due respect, the French Spurs, isn't it? Like, if you go to Spurs, you ain't winning. You ain't winning, mate. Yeah? Listen, Jose's been there. Conte's been there. Ange's fine. Like, you ain't winning. And I feel like that's the same thing at PSG. So I feel like I should really not really take into consideration too much what's happened at PSG, because I just feel like that's everyone does that. Now, there are two other names. There are two other names that we have to look at here. We have to. We must. Numero uno, Xabi Alonso. But he's going Real Madrid, LB! LB! LB is going Real Madrid, LB! You can't get him because he's going Real Madrid. Well, first of all, yeah, hang on a minute. We've got to actually try and get the bloke, yeah? You can't just like, oh, see ya, you know what I mean? Wave. You know, smile and wave. See ya, Xavi. You know what I mean? No, you got to try. You got to put the proposal to him. That's providing he does well next year as well, yeah? If he bombs next year, then obviously maybe not. However, if he does go to Real Madrid, there's only one man available. And a lot of people in the chat, yeah, have guessed the man. If Xabi Alonso takes over Real Madrid next year and Pep leaves Man City, we must appoint Don Carlo as the manager. We just simply must. We must, man. Yeah, Champions League, this guy's record is insane. And he's just a solid manager. There's no decline. There's no drop off. The standards will be maintained. Yeah, he ain't walking in and then we'll go, oh yeah, we're in maybe a project for a couple of years. We're walking in saying, right, continue this era of dominance. And people will be like, oh, but he's retiring, LB. 20 million quid a year will fucking change that mind. Yeah, let me tell you that real quick. Yeah. No one's retiring when you dangle 20 million pounds in front of the face. Oh, Don Carlo. Those beaches can wait, mate. Those sangrias can wait. Yeah? No. So we got to offer him. So there is options. There is 100% options. Xabi Alonso, option. Don Carlo, option. And I know people are saying he's got a poor league record. Yeah? But he's not got a bad Champions League record, man. Kompany will be an option. Luis Enrique will be an option. Inzaghi may be an option. He might be an option. But we're going to have options. Michel, yeah? How do you say this guy's name? I need to. How do you say his name? Michel Girona. Yeah, how do you say his name, man? Wikipedia. Yeah, Spanish pronunciation, Mitel. Huh? How do you say his name? Mitel. Oh, is that a J? Mitgel. Fucking no. I've been saying it completely wrong, lads. This is how you say his name, apparently, yeah? Look at this. Miguel Angel Sanchez Munoz, also known as Mitchell. Spanish pronunciation. Is that a J? Mitgel. Or is that something else? It's either Mitchell. What the fuck is that, mate? That's some hieroglyphic shit, that, man. That's some hieroglyphic shit. That's not an F. Yeah, that's not an F, bro. There's no fucking squiggly line through the middle. What are you talking about? F. Mitful. You talking about, bro? Yeah? You ain't built for this. You ain't. Anyway, let's call him Mitch. Mitch will probably be on the Mitch will probably be on the list. Top 3 in order. Based off of now. I would go number 1 priority. Has to be Don Carlo for me, you know. Then it would be Xavi Alonso. Then it would be Vincent Kompany. Well, actually, no, based off of now, it would be Mitch. And Vincent Kompany would probably be 5th. Maybe Inzaghi in 4th. I can't put, as much as I'd love Vincent Kompany to manage us, yeah, I can't have him on the top 3 until he's done something at Bayern, you know what I mean? So, Hansi Flick, listen, Hansi Flick is a shout. There are some concerns about him as a manager. You know what I mean? Did he get a little bit lucky, whatever? He didn't do great at Germany. Personally, I think that Germany thing's all a nonsense, yeah. Germany they was done out here, yeah? At the end of the day, guy done a madness at Bayern Munich, mate, yeah? Guy done a madness. One of the best managers in Bayern Munich's history, bro. So you can't say anything bad about him, really. He should never have took that job, really, should he? Why did he take that Germany job, man? He should never have took that Germany. That Germany job's killed him. Because whenever you mention Hansi Flick now, yeah, he's one of the best successful managers in terms of season ever. He won 6 trophies in a year, yeah? And everyone just goes, oh, yeah, well, low I did at Germany, mate. What? What are we talking about? Hansi Flick did a 6-2 after Pep left. That's what I'm saying. I think he's well underrated. I think it's harsh. You have to go for what he's won. You have to go for what he's won. Yeah? You have to. Zidane would be an interesting one. Yeah? But I don't think that would happen. I don't think that would happen. There's a couple of things. One, I don't think the City board... I don't know, man. Would the City board move for a Madridster in Zidane? I don't know. He doesn't seem asked about England, bro. Yeah? Whenever I've heard, seen news or rumours, it's always just been, he's not bothered about the Prem. And he's not the same style, facts. So I don't think he'd be an option. I honestly don't think Zidane would be an option, man. Ange Postecoglou. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. You gotta do something more than finish 5th with Spurs, bro. I know he won back-to-back trebles, didn't he, with Celtic, but for me, I need to see more in the Prem. In my opinion, from Ange. You know, getting him to finish 5th, that ain't an achievement, mate. Yeah? Especially when the teams below you are dead. You know what I mean? Pochettino, nah. Nah. No chance. No. I have an agenda against that guy. You all know that. No. Not Pochettino. I'd rather Ange than Pochettino. Not Pochettino, please. Please, not Pochettino. That guy's such an overrated manager. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how overrated that guy is. I don't know who the Atalanta guy is, bro. Pep has final say on managers, the club has said. Is that the correct thing to do? Isn't this what Alex Ferguson did to Manchester United and effectively started a spiral of a decade of downfall? His worst decision ever at Manchester United was to appoint David Moyes as the manager, which has effectively started a 10-year period of instability and embarrassment for that football club. Yeah? In my opinion, the person who should pick the manager is the person that picked Pep, is the person who knows about that side of the game. Now, I'm not against Pep having a say. If Pep says, oh, yeah, this guy might be decent, or this guy, I've seen stuff in that. But ultimately, we have seen this happen across the road at Old Trafford and it not work out very well. So like I say, for me, I don't have a problem with having input if it's a group discussion. But I don't think it should be Tiki ringing up Pep saying, right, who's our next manager then? You're deciding. And then Pep saying this guy, and then we go, right, cheers. No. There needs to be a thorough investigation about who's should be our next manager. And Pep can be involved in that 100%. But I don't think he should just choose. Because that's what Fergie did. And that didn't work out very well. Bill Adam says, I think we need to get Inzaghi in, Bray. He plays proper nice football with Inter. Listen, there's a lot of people. You know what? Should we do a poll? There's a lot of people Inzaghi in. There's a lot of people in the chat. Inzaghi in. Let me end this poll and do a new one. How should I word the poll? Would you take Inzaghi? Would you be happy with Inzaghi as a manager? Would you be happy with Inzaghi replacing Pep? There we go. Right, new poll in the chat. If you're not watching live, you won't be able to vote on the poll. So comment down below. Would you be happy with Inzaghi next year if Pep leaves? Let me know in the chat. There's a lot of people in the chat who are saying, yeah, man. Inzaghi's the guy. Big up Prodigal says Pep will extend 2 years, then 2 years with New York City FC with KDB as per ITKs in Mancunian way. May even come back later. It coincides with their stadium. May be true. Yeah, well, listen. That does sound like that might happen. But isn't their stadium ready in 2025, bro? Hence, it'll leave next year. I don't know. But City would love to keep Pep Guardiola in the CFG group, right? If you're the CFG, you're City, you're the big dogs who run the show, and Pep's like thinking of leaving. Why are you leaving? Just a little bit. I've had enough now at City. I'm done. Okay. So you're not really wanting a break? Well, not necessarily. Right, well, in that case, yeah. How about Japan, Bray? How about Mumbai? How about Melbourne? Yeah? How about Uruguay? Or wherever it is. How about New York City? You can offer him. You would want to keep him in the group. You don't want him to leave. You say, manage New York, bro. Go to Melbourne. Go to Mumbai. Go wherever you want. But we want to keep you in the group. Because having him in the group is an asset in itself. Yeah, so you can do that. Go Girona, bro. Probably won't go Girona, innit? Because I think they're a rival of Barcelona. But you could potentially do it. So go to Girona. Nah, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. But you get what I'm saying, innit? You got to offer him the deal. Right, the poll is currently running at, would you take Inzaghi, or would you be happy with Inzaghi replacing Pep Guardiola? Wow. What, it keeps changing, Brits. Yes is currently on 49%. No is currently on 51%. So the majority of people in this stream do not want Inzaghi to replace Pep Guardiola. My question to you then is, if you're not happy with him, who would you say, guys? You got to pick someone. I've got to go Xavi Alonso or Don Carlo for me. Whoever we can get. I'd try and get Xavi Alonso. If you can't get him, because he's gone Real Madrid, Don Carlo. And then just try and full send a couple Champions Leagues, mate. Get him in and just go, right, your job is to win champs. Yeah. Everyone keeps us saying we're turning the league into Bundesliga, so don't worry about that for a few years. Full send a Champions League. Take the heat off our back, innit? Yeah. Get the heat off our back. People stop calling the league a Bundesliga. And then when he's won back-to-back or three-peated the Champions League, right? And he's like, right, it's time for retirement, boys. We let him go. We bring Pep back in and then full send it back into the Bundesliga. Tank the league out. But yeah, man. Listen, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't really want to have this conversation anyway because it's not nice. But needs must, eh? Sad times. Why does he want to leave in the first place, man? Is he not happy here? Oh my God, guys. Guys, breaking news. Guys, breaking news. Oh my days, look at this. Wow, the level of journalism today. This is insane. Guys, hold the phone. Holy guys. Someone played a siren. Look at this. Portugal midfielder Bernardo Silva can leave this summer if Man City receive an offer of 50 million. Oh my God. Oh, how? What a news this is. What a news. Oh, I can't believe this news. Can anyone else believe this? Holy shit. Oh, this has made it onto the BBC, man. This has made it onto the BBC gossip page. Football. Should we read the article? Let's fucking read the article, man. Exclusive! What? Are you shameless? You are shameless! Exclusive! We're talking about exclusive, bro! Are you mad? Exclusive my ass, bro. What are these guys chatting? Oh my God. Big up Pete, man. Big up Pete O'Rourke, bro. What an exclusive this is from you. Honestly, Bray. Unbelievable. What an exclusive. Man City star man Bernardo Silva will be available for 50 million in the summer transfer window. Sources have told Football Insider. Wow. The 29-year-old has a release clause to that effect in his contract at the Etihad Stadium, which was renewed last year after speculation surrounding the midfielder's future. PSG are interested, apparently. City will hold out for the Portugal's international's full 50 million release clause to sanction a deal. Oh my God. What a news this is. What interesting news. Honestly, man. Exclusive! Exclusive! Are you being serious? That is shameless. That is absolutely shameless, man. How did he get away with this? Serious. How do you get away with it, man? Oh, guys, it's funny, isn't it? You gotta laugh, honestly. You really do. You gotta laugh, otherwise you'll lose your mind. Where's Judge Mo? Is Judge Mo live? I swear I'm meant to be on his channel. There we go. Right, guys. Big up to you guys. I'm going to go on to... bit of breaking news here. Hansi Flick to Barcelona is done. This is a big opportunity for Hansi Flick. Because, like I say, he's kind of disrespected, really. He's disrespected. So, yeah, he needs to go there and do a decent job, man. He needs to go there and do a decent job. If he does, I think his career will resurrect. But yeah, big up to you guys. Hopefully you're all feeling well, man, with that breaking news there, yeah. Hopefully, you know, you're all sitting down. No one's passed out with that insane exclusive news. I'm going to go over to Judge Mo. I'm live now with Judge Mo for an hour or so. Make sure you come over and join. Guys, smash a like. Make sure you subscribe. If you're watching back on replay, make sure you are giving your comments down below, man. I want to know who you think should be the next Man City manager. Would you take Vincent Kompany? Let me know. Big up to you guys. I'll see you in Judge Mo. Let's go, people.